Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, this is basically a, what is it, like a double feature, I guess? You got the art reveal and then my
Ho
tactical
ho,
Zatsudan.
D D D D.
It's this guy. What's going on? Fun account. I don't know why, but I actually feel nervous about this. It's very weird. I don't know. But as you can see, we got the silhouettes. Um, there's also lore changes to the gondola lore, or at least my lore, indeed, going on. But I'll get into it uh, in a little bit. It's maybe what this comic that I posted. It's in relation to the. Oh wait, you can't see it. Hold on. Actually, ah, I hate this. This is so weird. I don't know why I feel so nervous. But it's in relation to the comic that y'all saw me post up like the other day. Let me see. Let me find it again. Here it is. Yeah, it's in relation to this one. So
Do still DDD or DDDD is the biggest question.
I can do both. But yeah, so like I said, in relation to the comic, the little comic that I drew, um, I don't know if I want to go ahead and just like rip the band-aid off now or, wait, oh wait, some of the screen is poking out. There we go. Oh no. I need to set this thing back up to like virtual cam. It was so much better because then you can't see like any of this going on. Can't see any of the background behind the curtains, behind the scenes stuff of VTube Studios. But big ups example for the follow. Same thing for 8 Cylinder Otaku, Private Lexi. Big ups for the follows. And oh yeah, Ladybug Berry. I don't think I ever gave her a shout out. Big ups. Thanks for the follows, guys. Oh, it really means a lot. But oh man, do I do it now? Or do I wait? I don't know. Honestly, I'm like I don't know. I feel nervous about it. That's all. Uh, I was trying to think of a way to like do the reveal, and I was like, well, I don't want to do the thing where like you just do the it's like a at 10 likes you get this, 20 likes you get this, 30 likes you get this. I was like, I don't want to really do that. So I was like, you know what? Maybe just give it a time and a date. No pressure, because that's my biggest fear is like um setting up goals and then not meeting them. So this was a very pressure-free way of going about it, which I like doing a lot. Uh, it gave people enough time to like look and wonder or do whatever. I know Glimmy was greatly anticipating this, but I'm pretty sure she's asleep right now. So this is probably the best time to do it. Rip Glimmy. She'll never see it. Nah, she'll see it. She'll see the VOD or something. But yeah, so so the design that's like in the orange, this is actually something that I came up with like months ago, like back in maybe November, early November, early November or late October was when I came up with this design. And the artist I can tell you who it is, but you won't find the pictures on there. He usually keeps most commissions private unless people ask him to post it. But DeForland, he's the guy that did the art for Sorrel's new PNG, and I actually recommended um I actually recommended Sorrel to or I recommended DeForland to Sorrel because Sorrel needed a new, a better avatar, better PNG, and he was very impressed by it, and I was also very impressed by what DeForland was able to do with Sorrel's avatar. Um, but yeah, I've been working with DeForland for a little bit, like since November, and then after that, once I figured out more of what I wanted to do, I came up with this one, the one on the brown
Okay
syllabus.
then.
Yeah. So then after that, I came up with this design right here, and it's I guess I can go into the design a little bit more when I show it off because I don't want to spoil anything just yet. I'm just kind of giving you all
Oh
the
hey, is this
history.
the stream of the new Pokemon MC release?
Yeah, man. New Pokemon MC. That's me. uh,
Evening lads.
hey Vestox, what's going on? And big ups, glad to see you. Is is that Ebol? Ebol? Oh no, wait. E-L-O Elo Bowl? I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to be reading the numbers as letters. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name.
ELO fam.
Elo. Okay. But yeah, so I'm just building up the anticipation right now. But like I said, also because I'm nervous about this whole thing.
2 in the morn here, hopping in real quick to see what you got before I pass out.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm about to show off the art for the new model that I'm working on, or that I'm hopefully going to be getting. No set date yet, but now that I got like the concept art for the models, I guess it's technically going to be two. Um, you know,
You becoming Oya Oya.
oh yeah, oh yeah. No, not really. I wouldn't say oh yeah,
And
oh yeah.
Vime's still a femboy.
Vime's still a femboy. Vimes will always be a femboy. I told him I was gonna if he made me mad enough, I'd commission Fujo art of us with him as the sub. So he's gonna like it. But I guess we can go ahead and get started with the first one. Which one is it? I should have named these. I don't know why I didn't name it. Which one is it?
Vimes cannot be in top. Sadly.
Okay, so okay, here they are. Is it this one? Or is it this one? I can barely see this stupid overlay. There we go. All right, so we'll go with the casual one first. So this is still concept. It's still being worked on. Uh, there's a lot of stuff to work on it. Because I don't have them all up right now. I'll probably show them in a little bit after I reveal the art. Because there's other concept arts for this because I had an idea to make it kind of a what like multifunctional, I guess. Either multifunctional or just to have like different layers to it to give it more variety. Um, it's the one thing that I figured it'd be a pretty good way to save on money, but also have one model that I can just vary up with different layers being taken on and off and stuff like that. And no, not like that. But let's go ahead and get into it. So there we go. There's the first model. It's a little plain. I don't mind it. I kind of like plain. I really like the Forlan's uh shading as well as the shading that he uses on the leather jacket. This actually went through like two different revisions. But DeForland is an amazing artist, and I highly recommend him. Uh, this isn't all that this isn't all that different.
No shame in things being a bit plain, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like the other concept will make up for kind of the plain look of it.
30s father vibes.
30s fathers vibe. Oh no, I was trying to go for a country thing. Um, because like I said, this isn't all
This
that
ain't bad
different
at
than
all.
what I normally wear or what I usually wear. Yeah. Um, so the brown shirt is actually based on a shirt that I have, and it's like one of my favorite ones. Thank you for the applauses. Um, and yeah, it's like one of my favorite shirts. Like I will legit die in that shirt. It's my favorite one, and I nearly ruined it by throwing it in by accidentally putting it in the dryer. Luckily, it shrinking only makes me look bigger. But onto the second one.
Sadly, a father for me is science fiction.
So I guess we'll go on to the second model now. Let me see. Where
He's
is
still got them legs.
it? Still got them legs. Let's go. That's the one thing I told the Foreland. It's like he's got to be leggy. Where is it at? Here we go. All right, so here we go. Here's the second one. Actually, let me move it over a little more. Can I? Yep, there we go. So that's the second part of the
You.
model. Um, so basically, what the new thing is going to be is that this is a mech suit, and if you weren't able to figure it out with the comic,
Daniel and the cooler Daniel.
if you weren't able to figure it
That
out,
art looks clean.
it's DeForland is really great. Actually, let me link him. Uh, let me give proper
Puts you
big
now in the
ups.
airplane pilot VTuber list.
Let me see. Let me find DeForland's account. Here we go. Give me a second. So that's DeForland's. It really don't honestly. Many what are they? Manly men, hunks, I guess if Callie would call them. Callie calls them. Have fallen victim to the cat ears. But yeah. So this one, you actually can't see my mouse, can you? I don't think you can. No, you can't really see my mouse on screen. Uh, yeah, you can't really see my mouse on screen. Very unfortunate. But this one, no, no, no. Callie Calico. I always forget there's like multiple Callies. Callie Calico is another indie VTuber. She's really cool. Um, but for this one, for the mech suit, I didn't want like a skin tight plug suit. I wanted something that was, I guess, a little bit more realistic. So I drew a lot of inspiration from the Front Mission 3. Yeah, no, no, no. It's no problem. I gotta remember that not a lot of people know like every indie VTuber and Callie, and then you just get it mixed up with the whole Alive Girl. Let me see. So the mech suit I was mainly inspired by the Front Mission 3 uniforms. Let me try plug suit. I forgot exactly what I plugged in to find them. Yeah, I'm like legit having a hard time. I'm pretty sure I have it saved on. I have a few concepts saved on my. Oh wait, here we go. Let me minimize this so I can show it. So yeah, like this was kind of the Front Mission 3 art or concept art that they had, and it was really cool. I liked it a lot. Um, it's just it's kind of what I not what I know, but it's familiar. Yeah, no drip. Very unfortunate. And the helmet and the helmet was inspired by the ODST helmet from Halo. Because the ODSTs are the best in Halo, and it's a shame there was never an ODST 2. Let me see. Let me find like the actual concept. Thank you. Here it is. Is it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, yeah. So it's and then this is some more concept art from Front Mission 3. So it's mainly where I drew a lot of my inspiration from. That and like pilots uniforms and stuff like that. Like this. It's mainly where I drew a lot of the inspiration from. Uh oh hey Neapolitan, what's going on? And then let me no, it's fine. Um oh wait. Yeah, here it is. Um I almost went with something similar to like the thank you Neapolitan or Tan. That means a lot. Thank you. I almost went with something similar to the Gundam plug suits, but I wasn't a big fan of the spacesuit really. I wanted something that was more grounded. So this is what I went with. And for the casual outfit, I like I said, it's mainly based off of some stuff that I normally wear. Where is it at? Is it here? Yeah, here it is. Um, there was some stuff that was like lost in communication. Originally his eyes were supposed to be kind of a more amber color, but DeForland ended up making them blue, and I ended up liking it a lot better than the amber color. Um, and as you can see, the clothes are mainly based off stuff that I found on the internet, and just stuff that normally matches my overall style. Uh, Originally the leather jacket was gonna have a hoodie, kind of like the leather jacket that I have, but I was like, no, I don't think it needs a hoodie. It looks a lot better without it. Yeah, yeah, it really did. But yeah, that was my thought process for the whole thing. What are you talking about? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Finding references and drawing up plans and stuff like that. Like I said, DeForland was amazing to work with, and uh, just like I said, just overall had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with it. Um, Now it just mainly comes down to finding a artist and a rigger for it. I have considered going with DeForland because he says that he could. He says he's not as experienced with it, but he says that he could pull it off. Um, and I wouldn't mind that. It would be really cool. But I've also been looking into other artists and riggers and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so that's the next phase, and hoping to get it all done by before the end of the year. I mean, like we still got like 11 months left, so it'll definitely be done by this year. Ah, that'd be pretty cool. Thanks. Um, but yeah, that's uh, that's a, but yeah, that's the plan for this year is to get is to get the new models up and running, so that way I can have them ready to go. Um, I'll show you more. Like more lore and info will trickle out, leading up to all that stuff. Um, oh man, let me get some water. More lore and info will. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem. This is honestly the hardest part right here was doing the reveal, and I wasn't sure. I don't know why. Like I said, it was probably the most uh I don't know. It was the one thing I was the most nervous about was doing the model reveals. Get a drink of water. But yeah, so I'm glad everyone seems to like the new models. Um, like I said, I'm aiming to get them done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, I plan no Oya, no femboy, no femboys here. Just cool, yeah. No femboys here. But Vimes is always welcome here. Vimes will accept the femboy role that he has put himself in, or I will make him accept it. That sounds wrong. But yeah, I'm glad everyone seems to like the models. It's really been a like it's really been a long trek getting. Oh yeah, no, that's more lore coming in. So the thing is, like Gondola is not supposed to be able to talk, but I'm setting up lore. Actually, I already have the lore all set up, leading into that, and the mecha pilot suit should give some hints as to what's in store for the future. I was gonna have something else drawn up, but I couldn't get it done in time, unfortunately. I was really busy with other stuff, so that probably would have been the thing that yeah that would have been the thing that would have made the gondola and the mech suit kind of, yeah, it is. Everyone loves gondola. But no, this isn't going away. This isn't going away. The little gondola is not going away. He's still gonna be here. I'm not familiar with Gleipnir, uh, unless it's a Final Fantasy thing. I'm not familiar with that. Let me see. Or is it a mecha thing? I feel like it is. Oh, okay, I see it now. That's actually pretty sick. No, 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 I don't think it no, it's nothing like that. But that does look pretty sick. Hey, Yellow, what's going on? I'm just showing off the art for the new model now. Glad you can make it. But but yeah, so these are the two new models. Let's see. But yeah, so these are the new models. I'm glad everyone seems to like them. Uh, Me and DeForlin really worked hard on it. DeForlin did the most work. He's the one with the actual talent that made these models come to life. But yeah. So I guess now that I got this out of the way, I can get on with the other part of my stream, the tactical Zatsudan, a lesson in urban combat and self-defense. Uh, so I've had this idea in my mind. Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so we'll move on to the other one, to the other portion of the stream now. Like I said, I'm gonna leave these guys. Well, actually, no, I can't leave them up for too long. Teach you what? Oh, you want to learn about? So you want to learn about tactical scenarios and self-defense and urban combat. Well, I can teach you that. Now you may be wondering, Gondola, how do you how are you qualified to do such, to do all this or teach all this? And it's like, well, I was in the Air Force. I was a combatives instructor, so I was authorized to teach basic self-defense. Um, and then I was also into like active shooter, counterterrorism training and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun stuff, and I was really trying to find my footage that I took when I was doing active shooter training, but unfortunately, I cannot seem to find any of it. The only thing that I was able to really find was like a screenshot from the video. I even I even like booted up my old hard drives to look for it, and I could not find them, unfortunately. Um, they may be gone forever, um, but we'll get into it. Let's see. Let me find it again. Here it is. Documents. I don't know why I saved its documents and not just my main uh what's it called? My main desktop. But yeah, here we go. So let me slideshows and start from beginning. Here we go. Let me move these guys out. No, that's not it. This one. So I like I said, I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I was just like, how do I do this? Like, it's weird. It well, it's not weird. It's just like I said, I have been a trainer. I have been an instructor before, so this is nothing new for me. Training and stuff like that isn't anything new. No, no. Well, maybe. Yeah. No, no. It's a lot of fun. Let me see. Sorry, I got a message and I was just like, ah, what is this? It's literally nothing. Where did I put it? There we go. So, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Why not teach people some basic stuff, especially in terms of self-defense? Uh, I've pretty much had all these slides planned out kind of in advance. I just never actually did it until today. There's 14 slides, so this isn't really going to be a long thing. This is mainly cutting into this, just getting right down to it. Not really a lot of filler. There may be some if, I get caught up on something, but we'll see. So, Tactical Zatsudan, a lesson in urban combat and self-defense. So, self-defense. The dictionary defines defense as the defense of one's person or interest, especially through the use of physical force, which is permitted in certain cases as an answer to a charge of a violent crime. And let me move this out of the way. There we go. That way I can read the comments. Uh, but yeah. Oh no, wait, no. But yeah. So, um, yeah. Don't do anything crazy like this unless you've actually been trained. I will not be teaching you anything like this. Like honestly, if someone has you at gunpoint on the streets, just it's better to comply. Um, don't try any don't don't try anything, crazy. Don't try anything that you haven't been trained to do. That's what I used to tell people. That's also what was taught to me when I that's also what was taught to me. It creates things. Um, eh, all right, I'm actually gonna have to mute the text to speech because it's really throwing me off. It's not you guys. It's literally the text to speech thing. So I'm gonna have to get rid of it for now. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now I can continue the lesson plan without the class interrupting me. But yes, so self defense does not mean that you can pick a fight with anyone. Your life must be in immediate danger when the attack is taking place. That can mean a lot of things. That can mean a lot of things. So say if let's see. I'm trying to think of a really good example. This was an example that was taught to me when I was in the Air Force. Um, say like it was one of our female security forces members. She was really short. She was like 5 foot. Um, Anyone can easily pick her up and just mess her day up like badly. So that automatically right there, if she's in a situation where she thinks she's in immediate danger because the other person is taller than her and also more physically imposing, she is allowed to use deadly force on him. Um, it's not something that you want to do. It's not the first thing you want to do. Like you want to exhaust other means. You want to try to de-escalate the situation is what we would say. Um, hey Ari. Oh no, no, you didn't miss much. This is actually just the first slide. Technically second slide. The first slide was an intro. Uh, but yeah, so neutralizing the target can mean many things. It can mean, just straight up disabling them, or it can just mean, taking their life. Um, Obviously, you don't want to be put in a situation like that. So what I'm going, oh, and so like the next slide will go over uh, different ways to defend yourself in a ground fight. Um, the other thing is that self-defense laws can vary from state to state. Um, I got a buddy in New York, and he tells me that self-defense laws there are really bad. He says that he can't outright just like even if he's at home and someone breaks into his house, he's not allowed to just outright bring a gun. So if the guy has a knife, he has to bring something of equal or lesser, uh, you know, to that fight. It's like a weird game of rock paper scissors. He says that he doesn't like it, but here in where I live in the South, you are allowed to. You are allowed to stand your ground. You're allowed to bring a gun to someone that is attempting to, break into your home. The thing that you don't want to do with the gun, though, is warning shots. You do not do warning shots. Why? Because warning shots implies that, well, not it's not that it implies, but usually people think that a warning shot will de-escalate a situation when it will not. If anything, you probably have a higher chance of hurting someone else with a warning shot. If you shoot in the air, that bullet's going to come back down and hit something. I actually should have prepped the Boogie 2988 video, because that is a great example of how not to do self-defense and how not to stand your ground. Um, Throughout the course, Boogie is constantly instigating. Uh, you're not like, if you feel like your life is in danger, you do not open the door, and that is what Boogie did. He opened the door and he pulled a gun. You don't do that. You only do that. No, like no, there's not even a you only do it. You're already safe inside your house. You don't need to go outside to confront them. You just call the cops and you just wait it out. That is the easiest thing to do. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I already said, also, warning shots can also induce a lot of panic to anyone else around the area. The other thing about warning shots is if you shoot it in the ground. I mean, if you're shooting it into the dirt, it's just going to go into the dirt. But what are the odds of it hitting a rock in the dirt, or, ricocheting off the dirt or off the ground and hitting someone else? That's something else you also have to look into. And ricochets are also going to be something that I get into later. Um, but yeah, so let's get on to the next one. Fancy. So, a vast majority of fights, if you are out in public and you do get into a fight, uh, the one thing that happens is a lot of fights usually end up on the ground. And what does that mean? It means like you're grappling, you're wrestling with them. Uh, and a lot of people just aren't really ready for a situation like that. Rock paper gun, exactly. And a lot of people aren't really ready for a situation like that. Um, you may have a plan, but like your plans can vastly change once you end up on your back, or once you end up on your side, or you end up on top of them after, stumbling and tripping over each other in a normal fight. Um, Ground fighting is greatly different than, your normal fights. I learned some Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So usually what you do in Brazilian jiu-jitsu is you want to minimize your opponent's movement while maximizing your own movements, or maximizing your offensive capabilities. And that's actually something that I can show you here. Let's see, will this play? Here we go. So give me a second to bring it over. I forgot that this is gonna, I thought it would open up a video within here. I guess I should have tested it beforehand, but give me a second. I'll get it up. So this is one of my favorite submissions, is the Americana. This is a super easy hold to perform. It's literally, so this is from the side mount, or the side position, side control. And get rid of this ad. So as you can see, he's got the arm. So this is really easy. You just grab the arm, you bring it in, and then you crank up on his elbow. So what if he holds his arm still? So if he, like right there, as soon as you get it, just lift your elbow up and it'll start to dislocate his shoulder. That is the easiest hold you can do. All it is just wrapping your arm underneath his bicep and then bringing it under to meet your forearm on his other side. And what you're also doing here is, if they have another position I can show you. Nah, it doesn't look like it. It's just all from that side. This is also a great way to keep your opponent from moving his head or moving his body overall. What you end up doing is you drive your knee into his neck right there to hold it in place with your elbow. So you're restricting his head movements, and then you're also moving your other knee into his side right here. and that'll also prevent any, core body movements while you hold him down and perform this move. So he's going to show the whole thing. Super easy. Basic of basics. And then it doesn't require a lot of pressure. This is so easy. Grab it and then just crank up. You don't even really have to crank up. Yeah, so it's super easy. This was one of my favorite ones to teach. Uh, and then we got the Americana from the mount, which as soon as it comes up, there we go. So your mount is you're mainly sitting on top of him. This is just another way to keep him from moving. This is all Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stuff, all grappling, all American wrestling stuff. This is all, very common stuff. Oh no, that's cool. Vest stocks. It's fine. No, no, you can wear socks. Actually, I'm hoping you wear shoes when you're out in public, and something like this happens. And it's the same thing. He's doing the same thing here. Uh, what I usually teach is to crash the arm, like pick an arm that you want, and then crash it to the ground, like with as much force as you can. Uh, he kind of does it gently. Like he's showing like more power in doing it. I'm talking about just like being like really forceful with it. Like grab the arm and just like drive it to the ground. Uh, just because like you want it to be as like sudden and unexpected. You don't want to be too slow with it. Like as soon as he starts putting his hands up to guard himself, just pick an arm and throw it to the ground. And then once you get it on the ground, that's when you want to start getting your hold in. And again, it's the same concept here. Yeah, it could. We usually call that pain compliance. If he does have a weapon and you do end up on the ground with him, like I said though, like I do not advise fighting someone with a weapon unless you yourself have a better weapon or have access to a better weapon. Um, but yeah, like if you end up getting into a fight, yeah, this is a great way to get them to drop their weapon. Uh, we call it pain compliance, or we called it pain compliance. Uh, as you throw his arm and you're applying pressure, you want to keep telling him to drop his weapon. Once he drops the weapon, then you can ease up, but don't let go of it until until someone comes or someone arrives. Yeah, you can do a nut shot. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to fight dirty, actually, I advise you to fight dirty. It's better than doing this stuff. um, but yeah, so this is the Americana from the front. He's doing all this stuff. I don't really advise it. I suggest just staying in the mount. Uh, Mainly because there's a lot more going on here that he's not really talking about or not really teaching. Um, but I guess what he's really doing here when he does it is that he's restricting his pelvis from moving by shifting his weight. When you do that, like it makes it harder for him to buck you off. Yeah, dirty fighting's okay. Oh no, Disney, go away. And then the rear naked choke. So these are like the easiest ones that I could pick for you guys.
How you guys doing? My name is Mark.
But the rear naked choke was like always my favorite one because as I was the instructor, I would have to demonstrate on people how to do the rear naked choke. And it always ended up with someone coughing or someone like nearly getting choked out. You don't need to apply a lot of pressure to this one. This is super. This is actually super dangerous. This is a very dangerous move. Um, so right here, what he's doing wrong right now is that type of grip. That type of grip is very weak. Like his like this guy right here could easily slide his wrist off or slide his hand off his wrist like that. What you want to have is a gable grip or an S grip, and I'll get into that. I'll get into that one in the next slide. Yeah, no, this guy's been choked out all day. You can tell. I legit feel bad for this guy. Like I said, I choked out my sergeant once, and like I didn't even apply a lot of pressure. Like this guy was way bigger than me, and like I just had like these little twig arms, and I was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And like we'll go through the motions. We'll go through the motions. So right here, what he's doing is he's tucking his head in, and that's a good defense. It's gonna keep him from like flailing his arms behind you or behind him and hitting you in the face. Uh, you don't really need to see what he's doing. You just need to protect your face and your eyes. You don't want to get put at a disadvantage. So this is one of the only times you actually want to look away from your opponent, or you don't want to see where the hands are. Like right there, just keep it on the shoulder, bring back, and then he's going to go into a little spiel about doing the Macarena. Don't bring it up forward like how he does it. So like he's going to tell you the same thing. Don't bring it up forward and don't grab your bicep. Don't do that. That's going to be a way for him to grab your forearm or just grab your hand or just your arm in general and get you at a really bad disadvantage. And you don't want to waste unnecessary energy in a ground fight. You tend to waste the most energy on a ground fight because that's when it becomes, instead of striking each other, it becomes a power struggle. And you want to have the most energy at the end to maintain to still keep them down. But let's skip ahead. So here we go. So instead, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your arm back and you're just going to bring it to your bicep. Bring it to the inside of your bicep. So in the end, it should look like this. And this guy's already choked out. Like it is, it is a very, very deadly move. What this does is that this cuts off the carotid artery, which is what is it? A blood choke? I want to say it's a blood choke. Yeah, it's a blood choke, not a airway choke. Airway choke is when you're just like straight up grabbing them by the neck. This right here is cutting off the carotid artery and causing blood or restricting blood flow to the brain. And yeah, no, like he's legit about to pass out. Like you can choke someone out in 10 seconds with a carotid choke, with a carotid hold. But yeah, like it usually takes on average 10 seconds to make someone pass out. So it doesn't require a lot to do. See? It's not a lot. This guy's like, "Nah, I'm fucking done with this day." Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Coyote. It's very crazy. The other thing you can do with this though is if they continue to be a struggle. Let me see if no, they won't do it. Let me get a full. Here we go. So another thing you can do with this is you can bring your legs around and hook them around his thighs. So you get one leg right here and one leg right here, and then roll back and just like hold him like that, and that will 100% immobilize him. Uh, it's very good. It's a very good hold. It's also super dangerous, so be careful when you use it. But if you are in a situation like this, you don't want to let go. Uh, you want to keep, you want to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe and potentially anyone else safe, and just wait for wait for backup or wait for someone else to come in and handle the situation. There were other holds. Like I used to teach how to go from an armbar grab into cuffing position, but none of y'all should be having cuffs. But we'll move on to the next one, which, as I said, is the gable grip and the types of grips. So your gable grip is what you want to do is you want to clasp your fingers over your thumbs, and you don't want you don't want to, what is it, like have your thumbs thumb over thumb. You don't want that. You want your fingers over thumb, as he's showing right there. And that's more of a strength grip, but it's also really good. Like if you want to do it, you can just like do a gable grip, and then you can just try to pull your hands apart, and it's a very solid grip. Like what he was doing in the video where he had his arm, like where he had his hand on his wrist, that's a really easy grip to break. You want to go with the gable grip or you want to go with the S grip. The S grip is more of a skeletal grip. It requires less strength, but you do run the risk of hurting your hands depending how clean your nails are. Uh, I like the S grip. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, Ari, when I am a short guy. I'm a short guy that has like not a lot of muscle mass, but I was very easily able to choke out my sergeant when I was doing the rear naked choke. It doesn't require a lot. All it is just getting is you want to make sure like the neck goes right into the nook of your elbow. And then right there, you can either just like continue to squeeze, or you can push your chest into him to push his neck into your elbow, and that will cause the carotid choke. Yeah, short king. Um, the so yeah, like I said, the S grip doesn't require a lot of strength. It's literally like as you can see, it's literally just like your skeletal. Like it's your skeleton doing the main grip. Special Forces Farquad. No, I wasn't that short. And the Gable grip. It was named after the American wrestler Dan Gable, who kind of pioneered the grip. They also call it the Greco Greco grip as well because of how similar it is for to Roman Greco style wrestling. Um, Still, like I said, still requires a little bit of muscle strength, but on its own, it's still a solid grip. Like you know, like I said, you can give it a try, and you can just like try to take your arms apart, and it doesn't come apart very easily. The same thing with the S grip. Uh, I honestly advise the S grip more often than not. But only if, like I said, only if your fingernails are trimmed. Otherwise, like if you get in a situation and you do an S grip and then he starts like trying to rip your hands, like, try to break that grip, there is a good chance you could cut your fingers, and you don't want to spill any of your blood on him or get any of his sweat in you, because then that's when you get into like blood contamination and stuff like that. You don't know what he's got, you don't know what he's sweating out. You don't know if he's on anything. You don't know if he has any diseases, and you don't want any of that inside your cuts. So go with the Gable grip. The blood contamination and pathogens were something that we were really, yeah, stressful things to think about. Blood contamination and pathogens were something that we were very heavily trained on. Uh, in when I was in the Air Force, especially if you ever had to get into a fight with someone. Uh, it was always said like wear proper PPE, protective, eye care and stuff like that, like personal protection equipment. Yeah, yeah. It's not something a lot of people think about. You don't want any of it in your mouth. You don't want it in your eyes. You don't want it in your bloodstream. All that type of stuff. It's it's a very different way of thinking things. Let's get on to the next slide. Here we go. So this is something that I wanted to get. This is mainly like kind of what I did when I was training. When I was training and when I went and when I taught other people stuff. Because we were primarily law enforcement as well as security. Oh, is my model busted? I don't, it's okay. It'll come back to life in a little bit. What are you laughing at, Woozle? What, you think this is a game? But Swin brawls. Yeah, throw your blood in his face. What is going on with my model? Hello, wake up. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine. This is more authentic. It's like I'm telepathically communicating this into your head. But so what mainly makes police defense or police self-defense very different from civilian self-defense is that a police officer has to de-escalate things. The fluoride stare. You know what? All right, we're swapping models. You get a free model swap. There we go. You get the slime. Um, so as it says in the second point, must exhaust all options with lethal force being a last resort. Um, what that means is you have to. We had a cookie. It's an ice cream. So we had a little saying. It was ask, tell, and make. So when you get on scene, what you want to do, like this doesn't apply to civilians at all. This is entirely like what I went through and stuff like that. So we used to go by something called ask, tell, and make. You ask them, nicely, or as nicely as you can be to someone that's being belligerent. You don't want to show them too much respect, but you just want to be enough, like, hey, what's going on? Tell us what's happening. Like, is there a reason why someone else would call this? Like, can you leave? Like, someone's like, people have already asked you to leave. Can you leave? And if they just start being an asshole, you tell them, like, all right, look, I've asked you nicely. You can either leave now or you can, deal with what happens afterwards. Like, we can put you in cuffs and you can go down to the station and then you can talk to a judge about why you're out here. And usually that alone is enough to get people to move or to comply. Most people don't, at least when I was in the military, most people did not want to go through the effort of being arrested and ruining their careers. So it was a fairly easy job. But you get into the real world of things. I say real world like what I wasn't doing was real, but you get into the civilian side of things where people are just, they have no real fear of, either losing freedoms or they think that they can fight the system and stuff like that. Um, so that's when it gets a little bit more, dangerous. Um, and that's when you get into your use of force. Yeah, sometimes you just meet people without any fear. But that's when you get into your use of force. If a suspect continues to escalate, uh, an officer also has to increase that escalation as well. Um, so at first you come at them with words. If they come at you with fists, that's when you bring out your less than lethals. Uh, or rather, if they just come at you with a weapon in general, you want to come out with your less than lethal. That is either your batons, your tasers, or your pepper sprays. Now, the reason why it's called less than lethal and non-lethal instead of non-lethal is because these items still have a chance of killing someone. When I was going through taser training, we had to go through the entire book. And one of the things in that book was you can't use a taser if someone has a heart condition because it could cause them to go into cardiac arrest, or if they have what is it, a pacer, a heart pacer? I forgot what they're called now. Like one of those things inside their chest that monitors their heart. Yeah, pacemaker. Um, you can't use a taser on them because you can end up shorting that out and making them go into cardiac arrest as well. Um, Pepper spray, while I haven't heard a lot of, deaths leading to it, I am pretty sure there are people that do have allergic reactions to pepper spray that would, also cause a cardiac arrest episode. Um, Batons, oh shoot, I didn't bring up the uh the graph for a baton. But it's not really needed. So there's certain spots that you have to hit. Yeah, imagine being allergic to pepper spray. Um, I mean, there are chemicals in there that some people would be sensitive to, probably more so than others. I was tear gassed when I was in the Air Force, and it was a lot of fun. It was the most fun that I never want to have again, and then I ended up volunteering to go do it again, but I didn't get a chance to do it a second time. Um, I'm allergic to batons. Yeah, the tear gas chamber is a lot of fun. They I managed to survive about 10 seconds before it kicked in and just kicked my ass. I was able to get out like half my reporting statement before it finally hit me. Because I remember standing there and I was like, huh, this ain't so bad. And I was looking at everyone else just like suffering. And then like midway through my reporting statement, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh no, there it is. But I maintained my composure and I waited for them to open the door. And it was kind of the worst like 15 minutes afterwards. But when you get into batons, there's certain areas that you're allowed to strike and certain areas that you're not allowed to strike. It ain't that bad after Taco Bell at 2 in the morning. But uh, but for the baton, there's spots that you want to hit as an officer, and that's usually the meaty part of your body, or the meaty parts of someone's body, like their thighs and their arms. You want to avoid the chest area because again, you can hit them in the chest, and there is that possibility you may cause them to have a heart attack, depending who it is, depending what they're on. There's a lot of variables that go into it. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, and you don't want to hit them in the head, specifically the temple. You don't want to do that. You can't hit them in the groin. And what else? There's like one other. Oh yeah, the spine. You don't want to hit them in the spine. That's a big big no-no. You are allowed to shove them in the gut. So what that means is like you can take your baton and hold it in two hands and just push. And you can push down in their stomach to keep them back. That's what we learned. Uh, but that's mainly it for this slide. Like I said, this slide actually went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to be because it was just I just wanted to go over like some stuff that I learned as a military, police, security forces, whatever. So let's get on to the next one and get into the urban combat of things. I just like this slide. I just like this picture. That's all. So basically your formations. I'm going to get it. I'm actually going to minimize it here so that way. Actually, no, I don't even think I need to minimize it. Give me a second, because there are formations. So this is a vehicle formation, but there are a lot of formations in here. Actually, let me move myself out of the way. There we go. But there are a lot of formations in here that uh, that you can use as as a squad. Let me see. Can I move this out of the way? Let me see. I gotta find my chat. Where's my chat at? Because it's kind of in the way. There it is, chat box. So let's move chat down here for a second, so that way I can get into it. So like I said, a lot of these are mainly vehicle formations. Something like this is like you can still use it as a squad. Uh, Mainly it's just first guy's going to get shot, everyone else can react type deal. Uh, your wedge formation, it's a very good formation for cutting through people or cutting through crowds. Not cutting through people. Jeez. It's a very good formation for cutting through crowds. Same thing with the diamond formation. Your diamond formation is something you mainly want to use if you have a VIP with you. The boy is at Black Friday after having squat knowledge. Yeah, basically. So your VIP would be in the center of the diamond formation, and everyone else would be watching their fields or their POVs. Line formation very good for crossing big areas, wide areas. Same thing with extended line. It's the same thing. It's just you're further apart. This is also very good for. Actually, I would use an extended line if you were like in like a huge city environment where you got to cover a lot of ground. This also minimizes casualties in the event of an explosion. I want to say hand grenades have a explosive distance of 6 meters. Is it 4 or 6 meters? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's very it's very short. It's a very short range, but if you have a lot of people grouped up together like in line 1, then it can take out an entire squad. Literally gondola army. Uh, so, if you're in an area where you suspect a lot of, possible explosions, IEDs, you would roll with an extended line. Staggered column is kind of the same thing. You mainly use it when you're patrolling areas, and this is also a way to, yeah. This is also a good way to minimize explosive casualties. I'm not familiar with the V formation. This mainly looks like a vehicle thing. Column, that's when you're just, you're all in a column. You're just walking by. This is kind of like your more casual formation. You're not really expecting anything. You're just like all in a line, heading to where you need to go. Um, but my favorite formations are the wedge formation and the diamond formation, especially for room clearing. And oh yeah, that's actually going to be the next one. Well, this is prior to room clearing. Uh, Here we have examples of staggered column, which is right here. Diamond formation, as you can see, you got your VIP here, and you got your four guys around. Your T formation, uh, like T formation and Y formation are also my favorites. I'll get into a Y formation in a little bit. Let me pull up Paint. I was gonna pull this up in Clip Studio Paint, but I don't think I want to. Yeah. Wait, is it 6 meters? I don't remember now. I am like forgetting the explosive distance of a grenade, but I was never trained on grenades. This is just what I was trained on, and it was keep yourself staggered to prevent mass casualties from an IED or an explosive. But we'll get into room clearing now. So these are just pictures. I'm actually going to draw up some stuff. I may end up pulling up Clip Studio depending how well this mouse works. So for room clearing, you usually have different ways of going about this. Anti-explosive spells, but in real life, lethal radius of 5 meters for frags. Ah, that's what it was, 5 meters. Let's see, where is it at? Where is my room? So actually, I want to get into the Y formation. So usually for a Y formation, you would want it specifically for something for a hallway that looked like this, like a T. So let's see, let's get our blues. And get rid of that. Where's my paint at? I may end up just... So you got one guy here, one guy here, one guy here, and one guy here. So normally for a Y formation, like this is the best formation when approaching a hallway like this. One guy posts up here, other guy posts up here, and then these two guys move forward. Once these guys are done, they'll keep moving this way, and then they'll fall back into formation. So it ends up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now becomes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you just move on from there. So a lot of people have the misconception of, that everyone is a, designated mark or not a marksman, designated point man. And what your point man is the guy that first makes entry, as you can see here. So, point man, first guy. This is a no-no. Why? Because you're already making entry without seeing what's over here. You want to be able to at least see what's in there, which is one guy here, and then the second guy here, which you cannot see. The best way to go about this one is to do something like this. And that would be to send another guy right here. So he's got eyes on this one, and then second guy comes around and posts up right here. And then you can see both targets inside. But that doesn't always work out. So you get into stuff like this. Oh, shoot. Odd situations, not yet. I'll get into that one in a little bit. But you get into situations like this where all of you need to make entry. So what ends up happening is you go from here, slicing the pie. There you go. So what happens when you go... so first guy is going to hook right and post up here. Second guy will just, cross right in, post up here. third guy comes back this way, fourth guy posts up on the door. Uh, One thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is you want to be aware of what's behind the door. Anything could be behind that door. Another person could be behind that door. Just anything can be. So with the fourth guy, what you want to do with your fourth guy or your last guy in, usually you can do it with your first guy too. But I would recommend it with either the second guy or the last guy, is to hold that door, just like push on it. Because if there's someone back there, he's going to want to get out. And once you've cleared the room, it can be both ways. If the door is open, someone can still be behind it. Like, you got different, like except for like this area right here. I doubt someone's gonna be like right there in like this corner. But like right here, someone could just be hanging out on a wall, and then like you bust that door open, and like he gets caught behind it. He wants out. You just have one of your other guys hold that door, and then you have once you've verified it's all cleared, as in these two, once you're setting up, one guy checks behind the door, bam, cleared, not cleared, secure them, do whatever, and then move on. And then this is also where it gets into where I said there's no designated point man. Everyone's going to be a point man no matter what. If you do your formations and you do your follow throughs like correctly, pretty much everyone at the end of the night is going to be a point man. So you get into situation like this. So you, like I said, number one was point man, two was your second, three, four, all that stuff. So then it gets time to leave. Uh, Let me see. So when it gets time to leave, usually number four will turn around and become the point man. Usually it's your last guy ends up becoming point man. So, but then you get into like different stuff like this, where it's not the same as this. I mean, it kind of is. You still got your one here, two on the other side, four here, and then three here. So it's still kind of the same, but you know, depending how you fall out, someone else can end up being rear guard. But that's usually how it flows. I've been in training situations where like I started off as point man, and then by the end of it, I was like third person. I done like rear, and then I done second, and then I was like back at, you know, just back from where I started. It Everyone's gonna change, and like it's it doesn't always go as planned. It can also depend on like that person's speed and like how fast they are to recognize what's happening. Because sometimes people freeze up. I've seen it happen. Yeah, yeah. Lexi knows what all this is about. Uh, you know, People also factor into it as well, or your squad also factors into it as well. There's just a lot that you have to account for. But if your squad's good and they've trained, then there should be no issues, and everyone will run like water. Everyone flows like water. Let me move my chat box back up. There we go. So let's get into the odd situations, and I pretty much already covered, the T hallway and kind of this one as well. It's more or less the same. It's just a long hallway. You can either do staggered formation like I showed you before, or you can use Y formation. I would not advise a T formation. Not here at least. I would probably do staggered formation for this one. That way, at least you have a body shield in front of you if you're in the rear. As messed up as it is, but that's usually how it goes. We used to joke about it's like, well, I can be point man, then at least someone's going to get my $400,000 life insurance. Staircases. These are always the craziest ones to do. And during a lot of scenarios or a lot of situations and training exercises, staircases got us killed a lot of the time. And let me demonstrate how we were able to uh, or how we eventually learned how to deal with it. So you got your entryway. Oh wait, let me move this up a little more. So you got your entryway, and then after that it goes up, and then after that it goes up to the second floor. So up and then up. Oh, it's true. Be fucking dead. No, you'll be fine. Uh, so what we would have to do here is because like we never bothered to stop and like think about like what the best way to do this was. So we would always just like line up and then just go all the way through it. And then there would always be someone like right here, line of fire, like right there for all four of us. Just all four of us gone because we weren't looking up. It's actually something that a lot of people fail to do is that no one ever looks up, and it's actually kind of hard to train to start thinking that way again, or not again, but it's hard to train yourself to think that way is to look up. Like you always tell yourself look up, look up, look up, but then when you get in that situation, you're actually just tunnel visioned, especially once you've been told like, hey, uh, active shooter, hostile, whatever, he's on the second floor, and then you just like see the stairs and you just run through the stairs and then you end up getting hit because there's a balcony right here that overlooks the stairs. So that's something you got to remember. Obviously no staircase is the same, but this is the easiest one that I can think of because it's also the most complicated one. It's something you learn pretty fast in multiplayer FPS. Yeah, but how many people still die on stairs? Everyone. So what you want to end up doing on this one, it's because you're working with the squad, there's no Rambo here. Um, your first guy wants to go up, like slowly go up, while constantly shifting his line of fire, or his shifting his focus around. So as he's going up, he wants to look everywhere until he gets to this spot where he can act as an overwatch. Where he can act as an overwatch for anything up the stairs. And then that's when these guys will come in. Well, let me get a different paint for these guys. So then that's where these guys right here come in. They'll pass around, and then they'll move up the stairs. And then this guy will follow in behind and become, rear guard. So that's one of your other, changing of positions and duties and stuff like that. Um, Very simple. Uh, like I said, it took us a long time to like figure out how we were gonna do stairs because we were just like I mean we're like stupid airmen. We're like E2s and E3s and E4s. Like just like well how do we stairs guys? It keeps happening. And then like your sergeant comes in, he's like, I told you, bro, I warned you about stairs. And it's just like it just keeps happening. It was awful. It was fun though. um but yeah, that's when like our tech sergeant, he was like, look, I'm tired of seeing you guys get slaughtered on these stairs, so I'm just gonna show y'all how to do it. And we are like, all right, cool, finally, we're gonna learn about the stairs, guys. And then this is exactly what he showed us. First guy comes in, slowly goes up while constantly, checking, checking everything until he gets here, and then he can just act as an overwatch. And then your last three guys just come in, swoop behind him. You gotta watch that line of fire or line of sight. And then they just move up the stairs. I know there's that one robot from RoboCop. Yeah. Just gonna trip on the stairs. At 209. There you go. I remember watching some body cams and the cops had no fucking clue how to handle stairs, not one. Yeah, it's also training and all that stuff. Like I said, luckily I had a really great tech sergeant that was like really good. He'd been in the shit and he taught me everything that I know now. Taught me more too. That guy was like super cool. I warned you about stairs, bro. Basically. But I think we can get on with the next slide. And that is to stay off the walls. Don't care how safe you feel on the wall. The wall may feel safe, but it's not. It's awful. Told you to be a VTuber? No, I doubt he would want me to see. I doubt he'd want to see me as a VTuber. Uh, it felt like he had like high hopes for me. Armor scaling, right? Something like that. Mainly what you want to look out for on the wall is the ricochet, line of fire. So it's like you just get some guy to start shooting at you, or you just get random gunfire in every direction, and then like some guy just happens to hit the wall, goes through, ricochets, bam, you get shrapnel in your face, or you get a bullet in your face. Hey. I'm sorry. Oh no. I'm now an anime girl. But yeah, so like most people think it's like, oh, you shoot it, it's gonna bounce off. No, it's gonna hit it and then it's gonna slide along the wall, or it's gonna travel along the wall. And then as it's doing all that, it's also tearing up the wall. So it also even if that bullet misses you, you're still gonna get hit with all that shrapnel that bullet's leaving behind, and you don't want that in your face. Trust me. I remember going through firearms qualification for my M4 and my M9, and our academy instructor, he was like, let's go over ricochets, and we're like, all right, cool, cool. We get a little lesson in staying off the wall, and he sets up a target exactly like this. Like this is a fact. I've seen it. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. I wish I recorded it, but I didn't. But he set it up exactly like this. He put a paper target right here, like propped it up against the wall, and then took out his M9, fired it directly at the wall, and then we just saw that paper just get knocked down by shrapnel and just like shrapnel from the wall, and then he ended up finding the bullet tip, and it was mangled. It was like you don't want that bullet tip getting, mangled up and hitting you in the face or the eye or the mouth or anything like that. It's really going to ruin your day. So what you want to do is you want to stay at least 6 inches to 1 foot away from the wall. Another thing is you don't know what's on the other side of that wall. You know, IED could be behind it, bombs, explosives, whatever. Anything can be behind that wall, so you don't want to be near it if something goes off. Sure, it's what's 6 inches or 1 foot from an IED with a wall behind it or in front of it, but it's like, do you want to be on the wall when that IED goes off? Like at least with the other option, you got a chance. Yeah, it's some crazy shit. Um, but yeah, so stay off the wall, guys. The wall may feel safe, but it's not. Will legit ruin your day. Shooting from prone. This is something that I actually did not know about until I got to the Air Force. Um, so one thing that happened was they noticed a lot of soldiers were getting shot in the heels, and they're like, it's like, what is going on? Like, how are soldiers and Marines getting shot in the heel? So they went back and they found bodies. They did autopsies and stuff like that. And what they found was that when they were getting shot in the heel, they would end up jumping up and getting taken out. So that's when they realized, like, oh, like we're legit teaching this wrong. Like, so then that's when they came up with this. Just, place your heels on the ground, make yourself as little of a target as possible. It was some crazy stuff learning when I was going through that stuff. I was like, because I'd always known, like, keep your heels on the ground, keep your feet flat. Uh, they never exactly taught us, why you don't do this. Yeah, it was crazy stuff. I want to say this was like back in the 90s or something like that. I'm sure they had been teaching this, but like when you're in the shit, then it's like, you don't really have time to think. Flat as justice. There you go, buddy. But yeah, so if you're ever in a firefight and you end up going prone, remember to keep your heels flat on the ground, like this or like this. But yeah, keep those heels down and you'll be fine. On to the next one. So this is basically this is not my loadout kit. God forbid this be my loadout kit. It looks cool, but it's super impractical. And I will say it. This is impractical. This is too much. Like this is too heavy. Uh my loadout kit consisted of 120 rounds of ammo for my main weapon and 30 rounds of ammo for my M9. And I will continue to use it that way. And what this guy's got going on is he's got a full plate carrier, a helmet, ear pro that will not fit on the helmet, gloves, and a frickin' belt. Like I hate this belt so much. Like this is only gonna hamper your movements. Uh, there's the mag bag. I gotta stash. Oh man, dunking on mall ninjas. Love to see it. Yeah. Um, I hate loadout kits like this. It's way too much. Uh, you don't want to you don't want to be traveling with all this weight on you. It sucks, okay? Like my loadout kit was like half the size of this, or was like half of all of this, and it was still around anywhere from like 30 to 40 pounds, depending what type of armor I had in my plate carrier. Yeah, it's gonna wear you out really quick. So, while I do advise, having a helmet, I don't advise having these types of ear pros. Just get the little squishy ear protection that go in your ear. That's all you need. But when do you bring in body armor or plates? I mean, my kid always has it on there. I got level 4 plates, ceramic plates in my plate carrier. Um, and I have like 3 rounds, three magazines on it, 3 M4 mags in it, and I have 1 mag in my M4 at all times. Um, Honestly, the attachment's super unnecessary. I would advise a sight, but honestly, like me myself, I don't need a sight. I shoot perfectly fine with iron sights. Our M4s when I was in the Air Force, they were fully decked out. Not like this. This is way too much. This is still. Oh my god, it's happening again. I accidentally clicked. Like this is way too much. Like all this right here unnecessary. These mags can be fit here. Can be fit on here. No problem. He's got these side pouch. He's got like these side things completely not being utilized. Uh the only thing that I would say is get yourself a holster, a thigh holster. I had a thigh holster. It was pretty cool. I was able to put like mags on there because it was a thigh holster. Um, but yeah, like this is all unnecessary. This is way too complicated. This is too much. Keep it simple. That's what you want to do. I even say it here. Keep it simple, Baka. But like the main thing is that you want on it a med kit, ammo, but no more than you can carry. Eye pro, ear pro, helmet, and gloves. That's all you really need. Maybe some water, because you will get thirsty out there. uh, but yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is his, you know, whatever. But like, there's like like this whole back piece right here is being unutilized. It's awful. It's horrible to look at. Stay hydrated. Like I don't like looking at this. This may be like, a water thing, but there's like better water pouches that you can get that will allow you to put attachments on the back. So,
Hydrate.
you want me to hydrate? Oh yeah, no, this. God damn it. All these hydrates. Yeah, give me a second. Drink now. I am drinking.
Hydrate.
And a posture check. I got you.
Hydrate.
Oh my god. Tactical water bottle. I used to have a tactical water bottle. Actually, I used to have a tactical candy bar in my vest. I'd always keep it like in the hidden pocket. That's also where I hid my cell phone when I wasn't supposed to have it. All right, one more hydrate. There we go. But yeah, so keep it simple. Like I said, this is too bulky. This is perfect for shoot for going to the range. But when you're in the shit, you want the little cheap squishy ear pads, ear pros that just like plug into your ear. That's all you need. Um, but if if you can't have a kit, then at least have a go bag. Be the scout, I guess. No, don't do that. Just have something prepared. And like a go bag can be for anything. It doesn't have to be for urban combat. It doesn't have to be, for when you're on the run from the law. Like this can be your basic first aid kit, natural disaster kit, anything like that. Anything that would require you to like just like, hey, like we can't stay here due to whatever reason. Like just grab a bag that, just already have something. Yeah, like even this is way too much. Uh I'll get down to the yellow in a little bit. Actually, my dude's in the way. We'll leave it like that. So like, you want to keep your go bag light. You want at least some food in there. You want water, a means for self defense. That could be anything. That can be a small firearm, a knife, baton. They do have aftermarket batons and they do sell new batons. I still have my baton, and it's a good baton. Yeah, you want a 6 pack of Monster in your go bag at all times. And a first aid kit. First aid kit could be anything. Like just pack whatever you feel is necessary to keep you alive for until you can make it to safety. But let's get into what I have marked on the yellow, and that is do not make your bag camo and stay away from the military style bags. That will only make you a target and that'll only draw attention to yourself. Keep it as plain and simple as possible. You want to be inconspicuous with your go bag. That's my lesson on go bags. I don't have a go bag, unfortunately. I've been meaning to make one, but it's just like too lazy. It's like, what if I need something for my go bag? I already got it lying around the house. But actually, go bag is actually a pretty good way to keep your stuff centralized. So if you ever need anything while you're at home, it's just like, oh, it's in the go bag. And this seems more like it's for like this dude's going like outdoors because he's got the shovel and everything. He's got the shovel, he's got the compass, he's got like a little water tin right here to like cook in or heat water up. Uh, I don't know what that is. That may be a plate. Either that or it looks like a clipboard. I can't tell what it is. You got your hat and you got a change of clothes. If you want the change of clothes, you can bring it. Uh, yeah, you can think of it as camping. Yeah, I got the water filtration straw. Yeah, like this guy is expecting to like go in a woods and wait it out. You can do that, and if you are, make sure you plan accordingly. But like right here, what I've listed is the very basics. Like this is the very basic. Your go back can change very drastically depending if you're going, urban or if you're going in a woods. So watching videos on these things. Yeah. No, they're pretty useful. But I like to keep it very simple. So but I also said, keep it keep in mind where you're going and plan your bag accordingly. And then we get into the finale. So in short, always keep it simple, stay off the wall, remember your S grip and your gable grips, and research your local laws or research your local self-defense laws. Like that's as simple as it gets. I want to say that's the entirety of this. But yeah, I hope you all liked this and hope you all found it very informative. This was as I've said, this was all stuff that I learned myself when I was going through when I was going through the Air Force. The go back stuff is stuff that I, you know, learned afterwards. Very nostalgic. Oh, yeah, no problem. It was also very nostalgic for me when I was putting together this slide. It was like, oh man, this feels like I'm teaching, like I'm going through like training again or something. Yeah, no, Thank you. But let's see. But yeah, no, this was definitely a lot of fun. And then let me put up the new models again, just in case anyone missed them. Anyone else that's, just barely getting here, or, just wants to see them again. Because I really like these models. Where is my thing at? Here we go. Is it working? Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Tasukete, Gondola-san, Onagai Tilda.
Hey, guy. Oh, yeah, no problem, Woozle. Glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, this was a lot of fun. I actually didn't expect it to go on this long. I seriously thought I was gonna like end up blazing through it. I didn't expect it to be like almost an hour. But yeah, let me see. Give me a second to check something. Because I don't really have anything planned after this, so I'm gonna try to find someone to raid, unless someone else knows. Someone that's streaming. Oh my God, there's so many people streaming tonight. Let's see. What the dog doing? She's doing escape.
DIDNT, expect jokes from me. Friday night.
Friday night indeed, buddy. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, this was a lot of fun. I don't think I don't think I can do another stream like this, just because I've already gone through everything that I wanted to. Not without, like, I don't know, like going way more in depth with like certain things, but I feel like if I did that, it would just like take out a lot of the fun. Um, like stuff like that is very by the it starts to you get to a point where you start to get like very by the books, even though like when you're actually in the field, you usually end up having to throw out the book. And
Raid mint for 8 per scape. Lucianus is online as well, doing his usual Friday night DJ thing.
Lucianus.
You could do a media share review thing like those YouTube videos.
Yeah, that is true.
Waiting for 3D model Gondo teaching us grips.
Teaching us grips. I already showed you the S grip and the Gable grip. That's all you need to know. Those are the only two grips that matter. Let's see. I think I got it. I think I know one. You know what? I know who we can raid. Oh no, wait. Let me just see what this guy's doing. Okay. Yeah, I think we can go into this one. Because I was very curious about this about the playlist for this one. I don't really have a raid message, unfortunately. But if you got anything you want to tell him or say, go for it. But let's get this raid started. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten my bounce emote yet. It's been 3 days, Twitch.
Defense raid. Gondo army charge.
Gondo army
Tactical raid
charge.
inbound or whatever. A bit cheesy though.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, y'all can use whatever.
Gondola.
Oh yeah, no problem.
No knock raid.
No knock raid. Oh, hey you two. What? Weird dogs.
Tie 4 strim.
Oh yeah, no problem, guys. Like I said, this was a lot of fun. Maybe I'll play like I'll get back into playing like tactical shooters again or something like that. No knock raid. Okay, we can do no knock raid. Yeah, no problem.
Till next time, lad.
Yep. Raid's going.